What is happening, ladies and gentlemen of League Zero? Acronator here, and welcome to the Advanced Division Week 10 game of Noot versus Hangzhou Bark. I'm joined by the colorcaster Akimbo, I'm the colorcaster, the freaking shoutcaster Akimbo. And,
Hello there.
and we got
I lagged a bit.
an interesting match for you tonight, possibly a stomp. Noot is obviously the heavy favorites. Hangzhou is just in their second week of being rebuilt, so not looking too great for the underdogs here. But anyways, we're going to get straight into the coin flip.
Yeah, and being on a team myself, that's basically just a complete rebuild. There is times where that team just kind of clicks, and maybe last week when they got rolled over, that click just didn't happen yet. But with this week of scrims, maybe something happened and they can surprise us. So it'll be fun to watch for sure. Free agents that just got signed onto a team. It's always interesting to see how they do.
Yep, and Hangzhou actually does win the coin flip, so they get to choose Ilios or Nepal. So we're going to be waiting on them. We're also waiting for one of their players that's currently in to set their profile to public so we can get that underway. Interestingly enough, we do have what we'd consider normally 3 tanks in for Noot, because EOC seems to be playing DPS. Neglect is actually in, as well as Mega Gus, so I'm assuming Neglect is going to be playing off-tank, as he has been playing a little bit of D.Va this competitive season. Looks like Hangzhou has chosen Nepal. Interestingly enough, I've seen teams pick about half and half in terms of Nepal and Ilios. Just kind of depends on what they feel like. Let's check if...
Yeah, it more depends on playstyle. Like, OC, their playstyle fits better with Ilios, so we pick Ilios every time. But, I do like both Ilios and Nepal because there's a lot of, possible comp variations just throughout all the 3 zones. So, it'll be fun to see, if they bring out some kind of wacky comps from really either side. And I feel like there will be some with Noot because of that double main tank with an off tank on DPS kind of style. That'll be interesting to see for sure.
Alright, so it looks like we are all set to go. Well,
Waiting on amazing.
He said his profile is set to public, and sometimes it takes... Yep, there it goes. It's public now.
It is? Alright.
So Noot is ready, still waiting on Hangzhou. I don't know very many of these players, really. Only know YOLO God and Juice. And we do get the go-ahead from Hangzhou as well, so we're going to hop straight into Nepal.
Traveling to Nepal.
Yeah, maybe, Hangzhou can have that element of surprise that hits. And, that can sometimes help teams out a lot.
Possibly, yeah. However, it is worth noting that the hero bans are, in terms of DPS, Mei and McCree, so I have no idea what they're going to be running out with. I have no idea what their comfort zone is for these heroes. For these players, I believe Ace's High is almost entirely a McCree one-trick from what I saw of his profile. So that might not be very good, but then again, once you hit the GM level, you're kind of just good all around. But so is everyone else. I wouldn't take anything that these teams are running right now too seriously. They can swap right up until the gates open, and technically even afterwards. So, yeah, a lot of swapping going around on the side of Noot.
So, Jazza possibly going out on the Torben. We see EOC on the sim, most likely for the starting teleport. And yes, for the starting teleport. Meanwhile, on the side of Hangzhou, we see an Orisa D.Va with a Reaper Hanzo. So, a lot of variation here. Almost completely different characters just across the board. As both teams are going to try to set themselves up as Noot taking a very aggressive push here with that brawly style of comp. And they decided to take a step back, you know, capture the point as Hangzhou now has to come in to take the fight, but first capture does go to Noot.
We do have
Fight going on, no kills yet.
do have the fight just kind of taking its time already. Coalescence.
Yeah, all that damage but no kills leads to that coalescence, and now Ben takes out 2, and cleanup right there. Noot takes first fight very convincingly.
Yeah,
And
that's
Mega Gust already to a shatter, and you see Jazza with the Molten Core as well.
yeah. Jazza was just kind of like chilling there, waiting further back from the rest of his team, just getting a lot of poke damage in with that Torp. Not doing too much on the turret because True Samurai was doing good damage on that end, but otherwise, I'm not shocked that Meta got a Coalescence is already halfway down to another one.
The shatter I don't think gets anybody, and Samurai uses the dragon and takes down Mega Gust. So it's an open engagement here for Hangzhou with that main tank down. You see them already taking point presence as Neglect gets demeched. And that's the point taken, but already 55 to the points for Noot. They just take the jump here and go for the reset.
Yeah, I think that was Noot getting a little bit too comfortable. Of course, this is a brand new team, only their second week in terms of games being played together. But at the very least, like, these players haven't had the mental booming that the old Hangzhou Bark had together up until this point, so they have a lot to prove, and you can't really take them that lightly.
Yeah, so we had the next fight.
Oh, beautiful sleep to you see in the back line.
Molten Core comes out to not too much value. It gets juiced low, but he gets healed right back up. The bomb from YOLO God goes a little too high, it looks. But Juice does take out Mega Gust. The bomb.
Oh,
Ooh, EOC takes down 2 though. And it looks like Noot has the favor here.
they should,
Samurai
yeah.
trying his best, but yeah, it looks like a one fight.
Yeah, that was honestly pretty back and forth all around. I think Noot just had the better value out of their ultimates there. Aces High had a potentially really good Death Blossom, but that's a really good pick on
Look at how
Ben.
fast they're pushing back in. Amazing. Taking down Ben, and the Spawn Dragon, it appears, from True Samurai doesn't... it kind of splits off the team. Mega Gust alone right now. Juice taking him out. EOC trying to push into him, but failing. And Noot once again on the back foot, giving up point. It's been a fairly back and forth round so far, but you see 80, maybe not, yeah, 85 to the points. That means one fight territory. They only have to win one fight, and they probably have 2-ish fights to be able to take here. So
Yeah, definitely.
a lot of
Especially for
shit.
how fast Noot has been taking these engages. I would suspect them to have at least 2 or 3 fights, assuming they don't take the point almost immediately.
yeah, and you know, you see quite a few ultimates coming up as well, so chances are looking high. So they're going all the way around once again. Just like the start of this map. They try to take out Samurai, but he gets healed up. A decent Molten Core all over the point to kind of zone people out, but that shatter from Juice and Ace is high. Following up with the Death Blossom, that's a one fight, and it's 90 to the points. So it's gonna be hard for them to recontest
I
here.
don't know if they can touch for this. Might be the round for Hangzhou. You know, as much as I was joking around saying Aces High seemed to have a lot of playtime on McCree this season, it doesn't really seem to matter. He's been, aside from that one Death Blossom that just kind of got negated by the beat, he's been getting a lot of value out of this Reaper.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree, and that was just overall well played, really on both sides. But you know, Hangzhou just kind of had that control, that defender's advantage, and you know, they took advantage of it obviously, and you know, barely edged that one out. But so far, it's looking really close, and we'll have to see. Maybe it's, you know, the lack of an actual off-tank player that's hitting them. You know, it's hard to tell, really.
Possibly, however, we do see Neglect on the Zarya now instead of the Diva. From past experience, Neglect is a terrifying Zarya. He's balls to the wall, to put it lightly. He's extremely aggressive on Reinhardt, as well as basically any other tank that he can. Actually get in there and get a lot of damage off of. And sure enough, he's already to 80. To 80 energy.
Yeah, that's
Oh!
a quick engagement here, and Juice gets taken out. That's wide open for them. EOC goes down, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. It's just the YOLO God left. They might even be able to stagger him out as they do
no.
D-mech him.
Where you going, YOLO God? The cliff was the other way. And, yep. He's just getting bullied by Ben now. But it looks like he will get out alive. And not jump off the cliff. True Samurai swapped over from the Torb over to the Doomfist. I was kind of shocked that they were going for the Torb here. It's not really the map that you could get away with it. The other two maps on Nepal you can.
I was about to say I'm surprised that I'm not saying Mei, but she's banned, so...
Yep, she is banned.
Both Coalescences come out here, and Jazz's dragons get eaten. Samurai takes out Meta as well.
And that's just the point take. Jazza does take out True Samurai, but, I mean, it's already so heavily in favor of Bark. Neglect can't quite get out despite having 100 energy. Unfortunate for Noot, but that's honestly the take that Hangzhou needed. They're looking pretty solid here. Their DPS in particular have been holding up pretty well. Maybe it's because Noot doesn't quite have their intended lineup, but they do have enough members. I believe I saw Buffalo in the lobby as well, so they could always swap him out as well. Swap him in, rather.
Alright, so the engagement. Engagement comes out on the high ground. Megagus getting awfully close to that shatter. Gets punched out though. Juice hits the shatter. Takes down 2. But an even bigger shatter from Megagust. The only kill from both of those is Taz getting taken out. Oh, now kills are starting to come in. Jazz is taking out 2 though. And Jazz is just kind of doing all the work right now. Coalescence comes out from Amazing, but it still looks like it's going to be a lost fight for the side of Guangzhou. Or not Guangzhou, Hangzhou.
Too many Chinese teams.
Way too many. And yep, just clean up right there from EOC and Meta, and that is point taken. 54 to the point though for Hangzhou. There we go.
Yeah, towards the middle of the fight there, Ace's High, who was rather close to his ultimate towards the beginning of the fight and would have been useful at the beginning of the fight, decided to use his Death Blossom basically as soon as he got it. Didn't really get much value. Everyone was already kind of spread at that point. Oh, beautiful pick by Jazza.
But EOC is down as well. It's still an even fight. They can definitely take this engagement, but they grab from Neglect. I think that got all 5 of them? Oh no, 4. The Moira faded out. And Jazza follows up with the Dragons as well. Both the Ryan and the Lucio taken down. Those are crucial kills.
You have Amazing here doing quite a bit of work as the Battle Moira, but unfortunately...
Trying his best.
Only so much lone Moira can do.
Yeah, I mean, Amazing. Despite using Coalescence like 2 fights ago, he's back to it already. But, I mean, nothing much else, really. I mean, YOLO just got back in his mech, so I don't know his ult charge. Alright, he has his bomb. Ooh, the shatter, though, from Megagus takes down 2 on the point, but no kills come out of it. And EOC's taken out.
No. Bomb coming out from YOLO God. It doesn't find anything.
Takes on his shield, though. Megagus taken out. It's a 1 fight, and control is taken once again for Hangzhou. Very similar vibes to last round.
Yeah, honestly, it's going so back and forth, and of course Control's an entirely separate beast in terms of like who's the better team. You know, this might completely shift into one team's favor as we go into a different map type, but right now it's looking pretty even, surprisingly enough. We do have pretty even ultimates on both sides here. EOC does have his Meteor Strike, so he does have... Oh, sure enough, he uses it. Juice does have his Shatter, as well as Amazing getting close to his... Oh! Where were you to get caught up by that? True Samurai just gets melted.
Coalescence comes out from Amazing, though, to kind of try to stabilize. Ace's High is in the back, gets stunned out, though. He has to get out of there. But, I mean, both teams still have a good presence on the point. But here it is, Meta with the Coalescence, but Juice hits the Shatter.
Ace's High has his Death Blossom, but it gets stunned out of it. Oh, no.
And it looks like for this round, or at least right now, this round is going towards Noot. There is still 1 fight, though.
Tez is
they're not going to be able to group up. They're not going to be able to group up, but no, maybe they can get a recontest in.
Amazing,
and they can't switch the ball either to stall.
Oh, okay, Amazing does touch, so they can trigger overtime, but that's all they're going to get. I don't know if anyone else can touch, though. Nope.
I don't think so, as the grab comes out as well.
True Samurai.
Samurai so close.
An inch closer, and he would have had it. This is going the distance already. You know, this.
I don't want another map 5. Oh my god.
I even promised Akimbo that this probably shouldn't go to a map 5. Noot was so heavily in favor coming into this, but Hangzhou's actually looking pretty solid right now. But
I
of
hope
course,
that
like,
I hope that what you just said about control goes into effect, because oh my
yeah.
god, I got like schoolwork and stuff to do. Come on.
Does look like we might be seeing Jazza back on the Torb here. This is the other map where it is viable. Village is a little bit awkward for Torb, not enough sight lines for the turret to do anything. Otherwise, yeah, looks like we will be running out on this Torb. Pretty standard meta for Hangzhou, aside from Moira instead of Ana.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more Moira recently, so we see Samurai try to go in, doesn't end up getting much. And just an overall stalemate. Jezza's turret goes down, but that's all that's really happened so far. Juice falls very low, so does Mega Gust. Oh, the Coalescence just comes out just a little bit too late from Amazing. And the Shatter as well. Takes down a couple, as well as, you know, a little counter stun. Mega Gust not looking too bad on the Reinhardt, really. I mean, if his Shatters get follow-up, typically they're huge. I mean, he's been getting like 2 or more people with almost all of his Shatters, so...
Yeah, he's definitely been one of the undersung heroes in terms of main tanks for Advanced Division. But as we are coming into this, True Samurai, did he? Okay, yeah, he just swapped. Gonna say. We do have a Torb v Torb now. Amazing, already getting rather low. And we do have quite a few ultimates coming in line for Noot. Hangzhou just lagging a little bit behind there.
Yes, he tried to get a kill there, but he falls low. Had to use that rate to get out of there, but he has the Blossom.
Yeah, he did manage to build up the ultimate, so he will have that, depending on how he wants to use it. Jazz's turret doing so much. Oh.
Coalescence comes out from Meta, and EOC gets the Blossom kill onto Taz, and he takes down to that fight, but he does get taken out. But I mean, even with that, with the cleanup, Noot looking fairly dominant so far, but I mean, that's kind of what's happened every round, so...
Yeah, however, normally after the first fight, the other team would take it, whereas Noot seems to be a little bit more in control this time around. Seems to have warmed up.
Yeah, it does seem like that, but you look at Hangzhou. I'm gonna mix that up all game. Hangzhou, you look at them, they have 5 ultimates coming up, and, you know, Samurai might be able to farm up his Molten Core. You never know. Torb can be broken.
But
the Shatter takes down 3. Oh, but Juice gets 2. It's fairly even right now. Samurai's turret gets taken out, and that's all that came so far. The grab comes out, but with Bomb to peel, but Jazza, the Molten Core does so much damage to those grouped up targets. And Noot looking to win this round, as it's 90 to the point, and not everybody's even dead yet.
That was honestly a beautiful series of ultimates right there. One, you know, the Graviton comes in and Noot tries to capitalize on it. I don't know if they can touch. Oh, they do manage to touch.
Really at all, but it's not a grouped up fight, and both supports already down, and yeah, just kind of shredded over, and Noot dominant in that round.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to that second to last fight there with all the ultimates, the Graviton came in, and then who was it? YOLO drops his bomb in the Graviton, forces Noot back, but then Jazz manages to just barely peek out and get the Molten Core right on top of the Graviton, effectively doing what the team tried to do without the ultimate. But I mean, hey, if it works, and it certainly did work.
Yeah, neglect Zarya. Most of his Gravitons have really gotten a lot of value there, and that's huge, really. And you know, one of the main things about D.Va being superior to Zarya is being able to eat that Graviton, but I mean, you know, avoiding that D-Matrix, Zarya is pretty effective.
Alright, so Noot does choose defense for this upcoming round, making my life easy with all the graphics and whatnot. Hangzhou will get to choose between Volskaya and Horizon.
Horizon, yeah. I've seen mostly Volskaya,
yeah,
but I have seen Horizon a few times.
I've seen Horizon
you know, there's
like once or twice, yeah. Okay, so
mean,
we do
you know,
have
there's a chance
coming in Buffalo for meta. And it looks like they are going to be choosing Volskaya. Kind of unsurprising there. Is the considerably more popular map. You can pull off quite a bit more sniping. Although I haven't really seen that much Widowmaker, if any Widow, at all this weekend, aside from maybe some Novice. So you have that.
Yeah,
So,
I haven't seen any myself, so.
let's see. Well, Noot is already ready and rearing to go.
Noot's just trying to keep going. They're trying to speedrun this.
Okay, looks like Hangzhou is ready. They do have a few subs in the lobby, but they seem to be happy with this.
Yeah, I forgot that they signed a Beast. I wonder
Yep.
if they're gonna be incorporating him at all, because I've heard that he's decent.
He is pretty good, in all honesty. He's had good showings in the past, but from what I understand, he's not quite as vocal as Juice is. Anyone who knows Juice would understand that pretty plainly. But we do have Noot here on defense first. They did sub in Buffalo. He was, I believe, MVP or All-Star for Flex Supports last season. He was like very close to getting. Okay, so we do actually have some Widow. Not surprising to see Jazza on the Widow of all people. He's pretty cracked on Widow, to say the least. Pretty much the same thing coming out from Hangzhou here. What we've been seeing is this weekend's meta.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, you do see that Reaper Doom, the Moira. It's interesting, really, you know, the setups that a lot of people run with without having that crutch May pick
Yeah.
to, you know, be available. And it's what I have liked a lot about Noot is the fact that they're kind of like going off meta, really, and it's so far working in their favor. So you see the double shield, which, you know, isn't the most fun thing to play or watch, but here we are. And yeah, you just see normal meta picks, like you said. So
Yep, aside from Jazza on that Widowmaker, be interested to see what sightlines he can get. He was an extremely outstanding Widow. What are they doing right now? Okay, they're just kind of waiting. Oh, EOC looking for the pick, but almost paid with his life there. I don't think he was expecting the entire team to be in one giant death ball.
I do kind of like the approach that they're taking here, Hangzhou, because
Oh,
you
that
know
was
they're
beautiful.
taking over that high ground. They're kind of contesting, yeah, and then they
EOC gets caught out.
kind of fall down the point as Ace's high takes on EOC.
That was a
Megagoss falls
really...
pretty low, but he's getting healed up as Yolo God gets demexed.
Kaz is going for Buffalo.
That's both tanks down now.
Jazza is camping the
Crucial
Mega.
pick to start things off.
Okay, Samurai. He's starting to flex a little bit. He's starting to feel it. That was honestly rather impressive. That was a really quick and decisive rotation. Do have Jazza actually off of the Widowmaker here. Back onto the Torb. I've been seeing a lot of unironic Torb this weekend, and it's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, what a lot of people say is that Torb is just kind of like a Reaper that does slightly less damage but has an aimbot turret.
Oh no, EOC might get caught out again. Used all of his cooldowns. Do have...
Yeah, EOC is gonna die here. That's a really bad start to the fight. And with 5 minutes on the clock, maybe they can cap with a really high time bank.
Oh, jeez.
Megagoss should have blocked that, but he doesn't.
He was going for the swing.
And Hangzhou dominant so far, but EOC...
Oh, okay.
EOC, okay, takes down 2.
Turned it back
It
on.
looks like...
It should be in... Oh,
Think of the name.
Park.
Looks like Noot is, you know, taking back ground as Buffalo takes down 2 for the cleanup, and they're staggering Yolo God.
And sure enough, right as Bark come back, they finish off Yolo God, but considering the time bank that they have, and they did manage to get a tick, that is crucial. So they actually do have a decent start here. They have plenty of time to get the other 2 ticks. Bark does. They don't have too many ultimates online right now, but they are coming up on basically 4 of them. However, Noot is coming up on quite a few as well. Buffalo actually just swapped to Moira in that last fight. And already has Coalescence. Early bomb.
Ooh, the bomb?
What?
Takes down 2 though. Yolo God.
Oh, what?
What a shatter though with the Molten Core as well. Takes down 2 themselves. The beat basically negates the Meteor Strike from Samurai. So despite that great bomb from Yolo God that somehow got to, you know, Noot still keeps their foot. And Jazz's Torb has been really getting a lot of value by comboing his ultimate with his tanks.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually shocked that Mega Gus got anything with that shatter. It looked like, from the angle that I was spectating, that Juice had blocked it, but I guess there was this one small area on the side of his shield that wasn't quite there, and it probably saved the fight for Noot.
Yeah, it seems so.
That did kill a lot of ults for Noot, and Bark does have quite a few coming up of their own, so...
Yeah, Juice getting very close to that shatter. The shatters really from both rounds have been pretty good so far, so...
Mega Gust almost has another shatter already.
Oh, Yellow got it! Each neglects grab!
No way. That might have
Yellow
just
God's
won
been
them.
really shining on this diva. And now that the team's there to actually follow up and no Molten Cores are there to kill too, it looks like...
UC is gonna... Oh, he does barely make it in time with Buffalo. Help! Buff! Oh no, Buffalo gets melted. He was... sorry, Mega Gust.
Shatter from Mega Gust. I don't... Did it hit anybody? I think it did. I don't know.
I think it hits Ace's High. I don't know if the follow-up was there. I don't know if it matters. Yellow God does get D-Max, but it doesn't matter. They're off point. Oh no. That was a solid
235 in the time bank.
You know, that was a really good push
You
there.
start with 5 minutes and, you know, it's gonna probably be pretty bad. So... I mean, more expected, but still, I mean, you look at it, it's winnable, I guess, for Noot, but that's a pretty scary time make, especially on Volskaya, where you typically stall out a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely. They're gonna need a pretty solid attack here. I wouldn't be shocked to see Jazza try that Widowmaker at first, just to get a few picks. Attack Torb isn't exactly the best idea at this moment in time. As I say that, he might be sticking with the Torb.
He might be picking the Torb.
Interesting picks here on the defense. Not surprised to see the Torb, but I am interested in the Soldier pick. I've been seeing that a lot this weekend, and you'd normally think that a Soldier doesn't necessarily have the best ability to take use of sightlines, but some people have gotten value out of it, some people have fed on it, so we'll have to see. But possibly
yeah, I mean,
sticking on
lack of McCree. It's different sometimes.
Yeah.
But
kind of interested to see no Ashe being played at all, but I guess if you were going to play a sniper like that, you just play the Hangzhou or possibly a Widow. Jazza seems to be sticking. Yeah, okay.
Ashe right now is really like most effective with a Mercy Pocket, and sometimes you don't really want to commit that whole, like 2 whole slots into that character.
Okay, so we are seeing the attack Torb. Interesting.
I do like the idea of an attack Torb. You know, Jazza's been, you know, kind of a shining star on it, so we'll see. As
pretty much the same rotation Hangzhou took, but I like Hangzhou's defensive rotation. It looks pretty solid. Kind of daring Noot to drop down to the low ground and give them high ground advantage.
Turret v turret battle. True Samurai does take the win as aggressive fight happens. This is one of the first times I've seen a fight from here. EOC is to Wraith out. He's now down to low ground. He's probably gonna, you know, come around.
Taz looking for the boobs. Oh, Ben!
Ooh, Ben. Taken out.
I'm not sure about the Coalescence, but if they can get something out of it right now.
Mega Gus uses his pin to take down the Torb turret. And EOC does take down Ace's High.
Oh, Buffalo almost fell off the map there. Very, very close. Oh, wow. EOC actually saved
both
that.
Both DPS are down, I believe, on both sides? No, EOC is still up, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, EOC is still
And, yeah, as I say that, Noot just takes the win, kills everybody.
EOC already running up to second point, getting ready. It's not like he has Death Blossom, so he can't really get a cheesy ult there. But we do see pretty much no swaps coming in, so both teams will be sticking with what they got. Amazing and Buffalo don't have Coalescence, they used it in the last fight. Mega Gust and Juice do have Shatters, so we might be seeing a duel to Rhines here. Both off tanks have
EOC on the flank. Takes down Ace's High, that's a huge start.
Okay, Juice!
Shatter gets okay.
4, I think.
Quite a few people.
That's probably going to be this attack. Done and dusted for Noot here.
That was pretty large.
Yeah, that Shatter definitely saved Hangzhou. Now they have quite a few ultimates to back it up as well. Actually, both teams coming up on about 5. So this is going to be probably a very particle-intense fight, dare I say.
Yep. Frame rate might drop.
Oh my no. but do have Neglect already at like 70. Okay, yep, he's up to 100.
Molten Core comes out from Samurai to kind of split off. EOC tries to go on a flank, but falls into a puddle of the lava.
Oh!
But the Graviton, mixed with the Death Blossom, gets multiple. The bomb does get Mega Gust, though. There's definitely a chance at a recontest here, but they're going to need to regroup, and they're going to need to do it quickly.
Ace is High getting sectioned off here, and he will be staggered. Interesting.
Amazing
here.
Gets the res onto Samurai. That's huge.
They're not quite allowing that second tick to be taken, and now the defense is starting to stagger back onto the point.
Oh, I know exactly what Amazing is doing. He's going in and out of spawn to get that res cooldown back up.
Oh, that's genius.
Meanwhile, on the point, EOC just keeps taking out multiple, but Buffalo is down. It's just the two supports really left to stall here.
True Samurai is back on the Doomfist. He can't really find too much out there, where he did take out Mega Gust, and that is rather large.
Amazing just dashing around to stall it out, and it's working pretty well, but...
not quite enough. You know, Noot needed a really strong attack there, and they basically had just that. It was scrappy, but they got it.
I do like that idea from Amazing, though. You know, going in and out of spawn, resetting that cooldown. I've done that a few times on Baptiste for Immortality. But, you know, I've never really seen it for a Mercy Res. That's really smart. Okay.
I believe I saw it in, like, Korean contenders. I think, like, Element Mystic did it once. But otherwise, it's pretty niche, and you gotta have the exact right circumstances to make it work. Not terrible time banks here. You know, Hangzhou, well, they have a lesser time bank. They still have a good time bank. So
yeah, with that new recent change to 2CP where it, you know, takes you down to 2 minutes. I think they had like 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yep, and
it had to go back down. So
Noot had about 3:30 if I recall. So they'll have probably about 2 more fights. You know, 30 seconds per fight. They take it slow, which neither of these teams have been slow this game. Then we might see just 1 extra fight, but otherwise, pretty much the same from what we saw the first time around. Yeah, I mean, these teams are pretty much just doing what they were doing. I mean, it worked, so, you know, eventually one of these teams is going to have to give. They're going to run out of time or something.
yeah, that's very true. So it's been interesting so far, and you know, it's still been very close. Even, you know, you'd say that it's really just control maps that are you know, going to be this close, and you know, it's going to get one-sided. But I mean, both teams had a great attack and a not so great defense. So
yeah, so okay, it looks like they're waiting for the speed boost, is my guess.
they're doing it again, but this time Noot is more prepared with their setup up here. I don't really know how they got up there. Maybe I'm not smart.
Oh, EOC! Dead.
This is some deja vu, if you ask me.
Yeah, except last time he was on the Doomfist. So,
yeah,
less of an
that's
excuse this
tick.
time. They do have about a minute left, a little bit more, but they're already taking second tick.
Both ticks. Or 2 ticks taken. Megagus finally does drop down. Look, capture progress just keeps getting taken though, and they might just be able to take it down. Contesting with Jasa taking down Taz, and Megagus taking down his Rhine counterpart in Juice. The Shatter comes out as well, but it only DMAX the Yellow God. That Coalescence is still up, but it looks like Noot is going to win this.
Probably, yeah. They do still have 1 good fight left in them, though. And they did get just over 85%, so already they're at a decent spot. It is going to be hard to stall out the entirety of first point if this is as far as they go. But at the same time, if Hangzhou goes fast, they do still have quite a few people. Actually, no, Neglect is being taxied back as they speak, so they did kind of miss their opportunity there. EOC is behind. There is a potential here for him to crit to throw yet again. Already he gets about half health, but he does get out this time. Wraithwalk exists. Hangzhou taking it interesting!
He gets caught out yet again, but Jazza does take down Taz. It's a fairly even fight.
Deja vu.
Oh, but Juice goes down too.
No.
Even with EOC going down, the man advantage is still in favor of Noot. As the Molten Core comes out as well, it's going to be hard to even touch points.
Yeah, I think that's going to be where the point progress will lie. Yeah, Taz tries.
Looking incredible on this Torb.
He has definitely been a massive MVP in terms of Noot's season thus far. But we can't draw anymore, so Noot has the progress marker on their screen. They need to hit that. or they lose. And Hangzhou will tie up the series. So Noot has to get just over 2.5 ticks. That's not necessarily easy to get, depending though. Of course they will have
They have
attackers
3
advantage.
minutes though. That's
Yeah.
a lot of time to farm up your ultimates. As you see, probably not actually gonna happen. You see a Genji from EOC, but at this point I've seen so many different characters. I wouldn't be surprised. So.
Well, they are an attack, so he does have time to swap, and he's not really jumping around or anything, so he's probably just... I don't know, I know. He is starting to move around. They're not... Okay, yep, he's just...
Soldier, okay.
Swapping around a little bit,
And
probably.
we see Samurai picking the Doom. He's not going to be, late from spawn or anything. Oh, Torb! He might actually be late from spawn, okay.
Okay, well, he definitely won't have a good turret position. EOC actually on the Sombra here, in Goat's meta, of course, being an off-tank. Okay, what are you doing, EOC?
Well, EOC.
They're probably discussing.
He's just doing it specifically to mess with the casters.
Okay.
Nope, okay, and he goes Reaper now.
That was like 5 different heroes in the time span that took to get out of spawn, but he settled on something eventually. Actually, yes, Samurai actually does manage to get up and get his turret position in place.
Jazz already takes it out. That 10-second cooldown, that gives them a little bit of an open window to engage. So we'll see. Well, they don't take that. They don't take that aggressive push. They instead go in. My parents decide to vacuum now.
Oh, but Ace is
high. Take down EOC and Jazz. While Jazza does take down the turret yet again, Mega Gus goes down as well. So it looks so far like Hangzhou is gonna take the win here.
For the time being. I like this. I like this turret spot from True Samurai right over by the Mega Health Pack. I honestly wouldn't think to ever check there, at least not immediately. It's such like a stupid turret spot that it almost has to work. So once Noot actually gets onto point, they're not going to have the luxury of dealing with that turret right away, and it's going to provide just a little bit of extra damage. Right now, Jazza and True Samurai are actually about even in their ult charge, so any bit of cheeky turret placement that Samurai can get to get that Molten Core built up just a little bit more, all the better. And sure enough, you can see the turret actually has a sight line to the high ground here, so making it just a little bit more awkward for the offense here. Yellow Guy kind of caught out on his own, though.
Both Torb turrets taken out, as well as both Coalescences coming out.
Oh,
and Jazza, first to die, but Juice falls incredibly low. They are not able to take him out. And here comes the Molten Core from Samurai. But the grab! Juice gets taken out because of it.
Oh, but YOLO got taking a Buffalo and
it's not winnable. Okay. One more fight left really here for Noot.
Yeah, and they still have...
my dad's vacuuming.
Yeah, they still have not taken a single tick. By this point, at the very least, Bark had taken a tick. So they're kind of... Oh, no. I didn't even notice Neglect was behind. He's probably hiding. But him getting taken out, that's terrible. That's really going to give him one more fight. That's basically it. And sure enough, he swaps off.
Diva too. He has no chance of, getting that Graviton built up that, he wasn't too close to, granted, but still.
He had just used it, so... If there were ever a time to swap...
counts. We see Mega Gus with the Shatter.
As well as Juice.
Yeah, he could clutch it out, but yeah, Juice does have it as well. Jazzy uses the Molten Core on the point.
Oh, the Shatter doesn't find anything.
Mega Gus goes for the Shatter, but it only takes on Taz.
Oh! Neglect gets Steam back.
Block. I don't know what's happening. Okay, the counter charge comes out. Mega Gus falling incredibly low. He manages to get himself back up. ESC takes down 2, including a Torb turret.
Aces High can't quite get the value, but he does find Mega Gus in the end. I'm not sure.
Jazza takes down 2 as well. It's such a close fight.
True Samurai does have the
Core might be getting the best of them.
No.
To be confronted when they're able to touch point, it's just the 2 supports left.
Neglect is actually back. They're probably gonna get 2 ticks for
welcome
free here.
To the advanced division right here.
Taz is coming back as well as
2
Juice.
ticks taken.
No way.
Guys,
I don't know.
But it's Juice that's all alone on the point. He stalls it out for a bit, but nobody else is gonna be able to touch. And Noot takes map 2.
What? That was
welcome to advanced.
By all rights.
That's some high level right there.
My God.
I'm telling you, every single one of these games, they just want to make it hard on the casters. I'm telling you.
That
How
was
am I supposed to cast
insane.
That was crazy.
By all rights, up until EOC had that Death Blossom, that should have been Bark's win to even up the series, but just good play there by EOC, you know? He fed at some points in the beginning of fights, but I guess at the end of the fights, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, it was tactical, you could say. But I give so much of the credit there to Jazza because it was basically a lost fight. It was him, a Moira, and a Lucio, and then he kills two, and then gets a third with his turret when he's dead. So, I mean, Jazz is just really shining on the Torb. But I mean, you look at Hangzhou; they're keeping a close fight, but they're just barely behind. So
yeah, honestly, that could have been theirs with just possibly a little bit better positioning. They did start to collapse there. I don't think they were expecting UC to have that Death Blossom. If that Death Blossom really only took out one person, I think they would have had the numbers and the ability to actually take that fight.
yeah, I completely agree with you on that part. So once again, defeated. Beats taken by Noot before the map even gets.
Yep.
Typically you see people picking defense if they're trying to speed run. So I mean, maybe they're working on that, but it's been pretty long. I mean, it's
So
been
far,
45 minutes. It's still, they could somehow get a sub hour if they full hold.
All right, it looks like Noot is choosing
Hollywood.
defense, and then we're going to Hollywood.
Hollywood, but they are not ready.
They still have time.
Dude, now I have to think of filler.
Well, in the meantime, honestly, I've been really impressed by the DPS of Hangzhou. They're not particularly known coming into this. They're brand new, free agents. Same thing with the supports, actually. All of them are looking pretty solid. I think that if they had this lineup the entire season, they could have been... could have stolen quite a few more wins. But, let's see. Just checking if Noot's ready. Okay, they are in fact ready. So we are going to what is potentially the last map. Over to Hollywood.
Welcome. Initiating match.
Wouldn't be shocked to see some
Hollywood.
here.
Hollywood is my personal favorite map in the game. And I don't know why, I've always just loved Hollywood. So I mean, this will be fun. If you watch OC games, you typically tend to see us pick Hollywood, and that's mostly on my decision, even though I have not really much of a say. I just say, hey, we should play Hollywood, and then we do. So, and it works for us at the time, and I just love Hollywood, so and I love watching it too. So this will be fun, as we see almost a mirror. Oh no, on a Moira? Lucio Moira.
Well, that
reverse supports.
Okay. Yeah, Taz
I don't
has
know.
been on
I don't
Lucio.
know either.
Well, they are on attack, so they can change it up if they want, but normally Taz has been on the Lucio. Amazing has been on the flex support. So, interesting picks here if they decide to roll out on this. Unsurprisingly, Neglect is on the Zarya. Like I said, he seems to be more comfortable on it than the D.Va, despite playing D.Va a little bit more in the current comp season, but I mean, in this sort of situation, might as well go for your comfort picks.
Yeah, I mean,
attack and
it's
defense
really just been very all series. So we see Hangzhou taking the high ground to start it off, and I like this. Giving your Torb that chance to get that turret up there. And, it's already getting out free damage, but Jess takes it out as the fight actually happens. Juice falls really low, but he's getting healed up. Ooh, no, he gets taken out by EOC. Amazing gets taken out as well. Pretty quick disengage, yep, and that's what they're trying to do. A lot of Hangzhou is low.
Oh.
As I say, that Ace's high does get taken out. They're pushing really far up. Maybe trying to get a DMAC onto YOLO.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Smart though, he backs up into spawn. And we go back in with Taz. Taz does have that coalescence, so does Buffalo on the other side, and Neglect is farming that grab really quickly.
Yeah, actually, Mega Gus is
Don't think the
outpacing
price
Juice
is
by
high.
nearly double for the Shatter charge as well. Early Coalescence coming in. Oh, no.
The shatter though. Mega Gus has just been hitting nothing but big shatters that have just been so much value.
And back to
And
the
yeah,
spawn.
pushing all the way to spawn, and YOLO God's gonna get staggered out as well. And now you look at it, Neglect has that grab, and Jazza has the Molten Core.
Oh,
There's
no.
also a Death Blossom on the horizon. So I mean, this old cycle might just really hold Hangzhou for a long time. So
Oh, do have a pause.
Neglect
coming in.
calls for a pause.
Probably some internet issues. Seems to be a recurring thing. Okay. Well, that took
Okay.
literally 5 seconds. Noot is very ready. Okay, they're ready. So that literally took 5 seconds out of Noot's pause time. So not really too much to worry about there. Knowing Neglect, he probably just like dropped his mouse off his table or something. Sounds like a very Neglect thing to do.
Ooh, YOLO God eats Neglect's grab as Mega Gus gets taken out as well. YOLO God
And Juice has a beautiful
really
shatter
trying his
there.
best as Samurai takes down 2.
Okay.
The pause shred, it does not fall in their favor this time.
That was beautiful. That's exactly what they needed there. Ben actually just sitting on points, stalling out a little bit of time there, but it's gonna be for naught as Hangzhou does take the point with about 1.5 minutes, giving them a reasonable amount of time, not a great amount of time for a second point. Still going to be quite a bit of fighting here to go. Buffalo already has that Coalescence. It feels like he just used it. However,
Yeah, I mean, Moira, you can farm out that Coalescence so quickly, and that's why she's really powerful right now.
I believe I'm seeing on the side of my screen every other lobby host for the other games tonight leaving Overwatch, so we might be the last one. Oh, UC flanking.
Speedruns must have occurred as, okay, yeah, Noot, you know, with a really just easy, quick fight that I can't even cast fully because of how fast it was.
Basically, just UC
it's a one
and
fight, and Neglect is already halfway to another grab, so...
UC and Jazza just went on the flank and found the supports like that, and that's all they needed.
That was just instant. I can't just say that. Once I say it, it's already over.
Yep. No
So
flanking
Neglect,
this time
80
around.
to the grab.
Oh,
Ooh, what a shatter!
okay.
Comes out from Mega Gus, takes down 4. As, once again, in the blink of an eye, a 5-1. Noot taking these incredibly quick engages.
They are touching the spawn doors now. Neglect already has the grab and Jazza has the Molten Core, so we could potentially see that that combo coming out rather soon if YOLO God doesn't decide to eat
Proven
it
to
yet
be
again.
deadly, but YOLO God does have that Matrix and he uses it. Yep, perfect. Grab opportunity. Molten Core to try to zone him away as Aces High also uses the Blossom, and the plan looks to have backfired.
That was beautiful. Everyone went into melee range essentially to try and finish off Hangzhou, but Aces High had that Death Blossom and say, you know what? No, I'm gonna show you a face full of bullets instead, and took out 2.5.
And a half.
Did take out the turret. Not sure why Jazza placed the turret right next to the grab, but he did.
You know, it's a popular strategy, of course. Only the true 5 heads know of it. As the turret's set up now on Carrot, you know, running a little bit of a pirate ship strategy with a budget bastion.
Oh,
as the
juice.
shatter.
Oh, but EOC responds not for long.
EOC. That it's kind of back and forth right now. It's really winnable on both sides, but Neglect gets taken out, and it looks like Hangzhou. Keep thinking I'm gonna say Hanamura. Hangzhou. Looks like they're gonna take second point, and they do.
That was a surprisingly fast take a second point there. Juice actually had the bad spawn, so he will have a little bit of time there to kill on the side of Hangzhou, but Noot doesn't really seem to need the time to set up as they all got the spawn they wanted. Further spawns, so they didn't get staggered. Neglect already up to a Graviton, and Jazza basically having his Molten
The
Core yet
C-Ball's
again.
really low. as both coalescences come out from both sides, and the molten core comes out from Samurai.
Oh,
Catching
Mega
Megagust off guard, and he dies. But both DPS are down for Hangzhou, so it's, you know, generally even.
YOLO God is...
An amazing pause as well. That's a perfect time to re-engage, and that's what they do.
Oh.
They take control of point presence, and it looks like, yeah, Hangzhou, they just need to back up now.
Yeah, they do still have time, but I don't know if they're going to be able to push the card all the way outside of overtime. However, if they get it even close, then that'll be good enough. They do, of course, have quite a few ultimates coming online. Actually, both teams have quite a few ultimates, really. The only one used recently was Samurai's Molten Core. Of course, YOLO God can eat yet another grab. He's done probably about 50-50 thus far. Oh, but Ace is high!
Takes down Ben. Ben tried to go for the boop to boop him away, but it, you know, didn't boop him far enough away from himself. It's still an even fight numbers-wise, but that respawn advantage will definitely be hitting hard.
Yeah.
As the respawns, you know, come in. They're gonna have to disengage. Noot. Ace is high TPing up to the high ground, you know, doing his own thing, falls back down.
Oh,
EOC
yes.
takes down Samurai with his Blossom. That's a good chance to re-engage as he takes down Juice as well normally. Ooh, but Megagust pins in really far, but I mean, so many people are dead, you can't really capitalize on that.
YOLO God just having a staring contest with the OC there for a second. Jezza already up to another Molten Core. I don't understand how this man is building them up so fast. Like, gotta be at least once a minute, once every 45 seconds for this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he just knows how to play. He just knows how to play him. I mean, you never really see somebody who unironically knows how to play Torbjorn. So it's been pretty fun to see as the grab, multiple combo comes out and Juice gets taken out because of it. But both DPS are down on the side of Noot. So it's, you know, once again an even fight as the bomb comes out from YOLO God, doesn't get anybody. And the shatter, 2 are down. And there is follow-up, yes. A neglect 100 charge pushing in. Just beaming down all of his targets.
He's getting pressured out.
As I say that, two go down, and the Lucy on the Rhyme, those are two crucial picks. ESC's trying his best to keep the fight on the card and stabilize it with the help of Jazza, and they do. They take down YOLO God. The Molten Core, though, comes out from Samurai.
Oh, but Jazza takes out two huge picks. He's in the backline. He does finally get taken out by Lucio.
He finally gets taken out, but maybe he was able to stabilize the fight. Aces High uses the Blossom, gets Neglect low enough for True Samurai to take him out. And the beat comes out just a little bit too late for Megagust. But EOC does take out Amazing. It's so back and forth right now.
The card is still moving, and this is considerably better push than what they had originally. Ben and Buffalo falling is massive, though. Are you
Both
kidding
supports
me?
are down as the payload nears the end.
This is so much worse.
Aces High, though. And here comes the Molten Core. Almost all of it gets eaten.
Oh, the Juice was sitting in the Molten Core in the grab. EOC, yeah, that's gonna.
And EOC uses the Blossom, and unless heroics are pulled, which they are not, that is where the hold is.
Whew.
Oh my god. I need a break. I really do.
That was honestly a really good push from Bark. Like, where they had it for probably, what, 2 minutes? Right past second point take. Then bringing it all the way to just shy of third point. Now, of course, this does give Noot the potential to finish out the map sooner.
In the series.
But they are going to have to fight for it, because that is not easy to push that far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you know, it's still winnable on both sides because you really, Hollywood is either you roll or you get rolled for the most part. So, I mean, we'll have to really see. I feel like name's not coming to me. I feel like Noot has a chance to really either straight up just roll over Hangzhou here, or maybe they'll just dominate through the entirety of the point because, you know, hybrid maps really in general, they're very snowbally like that for the most part until third point.
Do see a potential interesting pick here from EOC. Of course, he could just be trolling to kill himself and spawn, but it wouldn't be the strangest thing in the world to see a Pharah come out on attack here. Actually, Pharah on either side for Hollywood first point in particular. But it looks like he will.
Or the Widow.
Okay, that's in. Okay,
Yes,
I was gonna say Jazz is known for the Widow, so
he does this way too much. He did this on a Volskaya attack too, so
Yep, but
Here we are as we see
pretty standard.
the mirror right now. I'm loving the use of Torbjorn right now. Watching
It
Torb is so much fun.
very interesting, especially
We
his
see
ultimate is-
we see Noot taking the route around actually, and Neglect taking out the turret here to start off. A little bit less pressure on Noot to push in here. The shield really low, really on both sides. As Mega Gus basically gets taken down as well. And
Buffalo's almost
it's
got
just
a
kind of a
feeling
stalemate right now, but
oh,
Juice
no.
goes in a little bit too far and gets taken out. EOC takes down 2 so far. Ben does die, but right now it looks like Noot is going to take control over here as Buffalo takes on 2 for the cleanup. It's just Baby Diva and Moira left and Jazza. You know, just easy.
That was an incredibly fast take. You know, Hangzhou definitely struggled there, taking point A, and kind of came back to bite them later on. You have a short duel coming here with EOC, but he actually does drop down for the safety of his team. Neglect, gotta be a 90 charge, so he's basically a laser beam right now.
Yeah, fully charged almost to that grab as well, and there is no Diva to eat it. Neglect shows the rocket jump out, but unfortunately dies. That was a pretty good Molten Core, though. Really, it didn't let them disengage, and they pushed up way too far, split off from the team.
Interesting, Yolo
We'll see, does take on Amazing, though.
YoloGod actually swaps over to the Zarya here. I didn't even notice that. Interesting pick here. I don't think I've seen too much of YoloGod play the Zarya ever before. Mostly known as a Diva player, so be interesting to see if he can outplay Neglect here. As I say, that he's immediately up.
Yeah, the grab comes out from Neglect. That's a great grab in the follow-up, maybe? No, but EOC does take out Aces High with the Death Blossom. Shatter takes down, I think 4 there. But, I mean, Juice, you know, was a little bit alone there, so not much follow-up to come with it as Noot continues pushing on. 4 minutes in the time bank.
Yeah, honestly, it looked like after they won that first fight there, towards the choke point, just after first, it looks like Bark could have held it a lot longer than they actually did. But Noot just came back with a vengeance. Built up ultimates, got the picks they needed, especially EOC doing the flank on the Reaper. Oh, but that's not a good
Mega
way.
gets kind of melted. Aces High does get taken out of his Death Blossom, though. But it looks like, as of now, unless they can take out Juice, who falls really low, yeah, it looks like Noot's going to have to back up just a little bit to stabilize.
Yeah, that would
I
be
mean,
that
they
fight.
don't have to back up too far, because it's just Mega Gust. Okay, never mind. They might want to back up.
Yeah, I mean, your Moira's going to get back into the fight rather fast, but that's still a person lost. So, and this is actually a pretty good spot to hold because the defense now has the spawn advantage, as well as True Samurai and YoloGod actually having that grab Molten Core combo. They can give Noot a little bit of a taste of their own medicine.
And you see it, Ben doesn't have that beat either. If they can pull this off quickly, they can definitely get used to it. And then that's what they do. Right as soon as the tanks engage, they both get taken out because of the combo. That combo is very, very good. And it's I mean, unless it gets eaten or, you know, some other weird stuff happens or like a beat comes out, it's gonna basically guarantee a 1 fight.
And sure enough, you got basically 3 ultimates coming online for Bark, and I guess getting close to 3 for Noot as well. They're coming up on that beat. They already have the grab. Mega Gus is kind of getting close to his Shatter. He probably will have that soon enough.
Yeah, even fight really for ultimates. I mean, right now it's just the Battle of the Shatters. As Ben gets taken out, they can't really get too much of a full engage going because before one even begins, Juice kind of with the BM Shatter there to, I guess, secure the fight.
Stall out ever so longer. However, Noot does have quite a few ultimates now, you know, whereas Bark really only has 1.
Yeah, that wasn't the smartest decision really for that Shatter, but I mean, you know, securing the fight, I guess. But I mean, you know, you look at it now, there is that grab Molten Core combo, and then there's the Shatter, the Coalescence, 5 ultimates really. So, and instantly the Graviton comes out with the beat. It only gets Juice anyways.
Really?
Shatter from Mega Gus does stun down Taz. Both Taz and Juice are down. Those are 2 crucial kills. YoloGod does pull out the grab though.
Oh no. YOLO God.
Takes down Neglect
Bringing
as
it
well as
back.
Mechagus both takes her down.
Now dueling with Buffalo, and I'm not sure if Buffalo has the ability to win this fight, especially since the Mega Health Pack isn't there, but
Oh no,
Ben
but
comes
the
back.
support duo, I mean, you know, Ben going in to help out. As
However, that
they
was-
are probably going to be able to recontest though. Yeah, as
Oh,
they
yeah,
do push
definitely.
out. EOC uses the Blossom, but it doesn't end up getting anything. Juice falls incredibly low, however, and he does get taken out.
And Aces High loses the duel. Oh, that might be second point here. However, they did stall out the clock really well there. That is going to put them in the best position possible to actually take it in the third point.
Yeah, going into second point, I think they had 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes
A 4.5.
to
I believe.
push.
So. However, they are getting a lot of these stagger kills onto Juice and Aces High.
Good for
so that
free
will-
space.
Yeah.
As, you know, Ben dancing on cart, of course.
I mean, why not? The rest of your team
Going
is
to
pushing
Twitter, tweeting out that he's cart bot.
No,
You know, I have an
that's-
off support that does that myself, so.
That's Jepic. That does that in advance. For the
Yeah,
most
Cameron
part.
does that too, so.
Anyways, Bark does take the early re-engage here, right on this corner. Oh,
Ooh,
but Juice-
Megagus falls really low though, but EOC, Juice gets taken out first. And it's kind of it's, you know, free real estate here.
Okay.
But as I said that, EOC does get taken down. The B comes out though. So, I mean, it's, you know, somewhat even, I guess. As Amazing gets taken out, and it looks like the advantage is going
Oh,
towards
no.
Noot.
YOLO God had grab.
The shatter comes out from Juice, but Jazza and Neglect just kind of killing everybody,
Oh.
and that's it. That's the series.
Yep.
3-0. I finally don't have to cast a map 5.
Not even a map 4 this time.
Yeah.
They went easy on you.
Oh man.
Play of
Honestly,
No,
that was
that's much needed after a while. That was about an hour long series.
an hour
so-
and 1 minute of recording, so yeah.
God.
Honestly, not a bad showing from Hangzhou, though. I think if they were facing even a mid-table team as opposed to Noot, they could have taken a couple maps, if not possibly one. So, rather good showing there.
Yeah. I don't know about Hangzhou's playoff chances anymore.
I
but-
think they might be out of the playoff contention at this point.
Yeah, I might have to agree.
Alright, it looks like everyone's leaving the lobby, so I don't think they're interested in an interview. So, hope you all enjoyed this match. It was actually rather entertaining. Good showing from Hangzhou. I think there's a lot of promise there for the last couple matches of their season. I don't think they're going to, of course, depending on how the other matches go, they still might have some hopes for the playoffs, but it's going to be a long shot. So, I hope you enjoyed
Yeah,
the
it's
match.
like OC levels.
Well, they might actually be out of the playoff contention at this point, but
OC,
yeah.
I don't think so.
There's like
I don't know. I don't know about
Overcharged
Hangzhou.
has to win everything, and then some
Yeah,
people
it's
have to
it's
lose.
it's probably not. It's very low chances, but we're riding with it. We're riding with it. So thanks for watching. Hit that big red rectangle that says subscribe. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, so hope you enjoyed it, and peace, nut.